So this problem asks us to draw a rectangle that is horizontally longer. So if it's a box, it's more of a rectangular box that's laying down on the floor, right? And in order to get this done, we need to use a set of files, a module called Turtle. And you might be wondering what Turtle is, and what it is basically a set of files that allow you to create what they call a turtle. And the turtle is essentially a pen that you put on a piece of paper and you move it around to draw on the paper. Okay, so the first step in getting a turtle program working is you need to create the screen and save it in a variable, and you can call that variable screen. I call it WN for window, and we're going to say turtle dot capital screen with 2 parentheses. We run it, nothing happens, right? Nothing happens until we say wn.bg color. BG stands for background, and so we're doing the background color is going to be, let's make it green and run it. So there we go, we got a green screen on the bottom, right? And we also want to do WN at the end, we want to do WN exit on click. And what that does is it makes the screen go away if you click on it. So I click on it, it goes away. Okay, click on it, it goes away. And so now what we want to do is draw a rectangle, right? So how do we do that? Well, we have our screen and we have our exit on click. Now right here in between the screen being created and the exit on click being initiated, we want to create a turtle. And the turtles are pens. I'm going to save it in a variable called t, and I'm going to say t is equal to turtle.capital turtle. And if we run it, we could see, is it there? No. Okay. So let's do t.shape. And so each turtle object that you create, this is like a turtle object, and this is a screen object. But these turtle objects, they have like blocks of code that are associated with them, like this one here. And these blocks of code, they're a part of what we call a class. All of this stuff we're not formally going over. We're going to go over this later, but just to give you a little bit of information before we get started. Have blocks of code associated with them, and they are called methods, right? But they're the exact same thing as a function, except they are attached to a certain type of object. And in this case, this shape function is attached to a turtle object. Okay, so you can only do .shape on a turtle. So t is a turtle, so we can do .shape on it, and I'm going to make him the shape of a turtle. So I say turtle in here, and I save it. You can see here we got our turtle, right? We have different shapes. We can say arrow, run it. We got a little arrow there. We can say circle and run it, and then we can get a circle here, right? So I like the turtle, as most people do. So I'm going to say turtle, and now we want to use it as our pen to draw a rectangle on the screen. And so I'm going to make a very simple one. I'm just going to have it move forward a set of spaces, and then move up, move this way, and then move back down to make my rectangle. And one thing that you should be aware of is that there's an XY coordinate system on this screen with 0, 0 on the center. And I believe it goes up to 300 on the right side to negative 300 on the left. It goes up to 300 on the top and negative 300 at the bottom. So if I'm going to want to move my turtle forward, I could say turtle.forward, or you could do FD for short, right? I'm going to do FD for short. Both of them work. And here you put the number of pixels that you want him to move forward. And again, from here to here is 300. So I want to say go forward 200 pixels. And let's run that and see what happens. You see that? Oh, actually it's 200 to the end. So I don't want to go that far. So I'm going to do 150 and run it. You can see he gets to there. And now I need him to turn. So I'm going to say t.left. And you could do LT for short, left. But in this case, I'm going to spell it out. And now we do degrees. And so I want him to point straight up. So that means he needs to move to the left, rotate left 90 degrees. And so if we run that, you can see after he gets to the end, he rotates upward. And now I'm going to do a t.forward. So I'm basically going to repeat this 4 times. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that 4 times. And then I will run it. And you could see that's what we get, right? We get a box, but I want it to be a rectangle that's longer than it is tall. So when it turns, I'm going to make him go up 50. And then when he comes back down, which is this one, I'm going to make him go 50 also. So we get this kind of an effect. And that's what our first turtle program is going to do.